We've got to do another Waiver Wire Tuesday segment, people. And this time, we're going to stick with the running backs. I'm going to give you one more running back here because I've got three. We did two for the price of one in our first segment. And now we've got one in our second segment. And this man, well, he's been on the radar for fantasy players the last couple of seasons because he's been inserted into a starting role in a limited basis. And so he's been a guy that you're used to having to go to the waiver wire and pick up. And it hasn't changed in a Kansas City injury-plagued backfield. Now, we know Jamaal Charles, he's been kind of passed over by Spencer Ware, and a lot of the pundits are saying that Spencer Ware, he is the new number one back out in Kansas City. He is an absolute stud. People are really, really high on Spencer Ware, and I was buying into it. I was drinking the Kool-Aid this week, and I said, hey, you've got to start this man, Spencer Ware. He is a bona fide start because that's what I was hearing from all the experts. And of course, he goes out and he gets hurt in the first half. Doesn't even finish the first half with a concussion in the concussion protocol. Enter Charcandrick West. 14 carries, 52 yards, 2 catches, 8 yards. So we put up some decent production for you there in week number 8. Looking ahead to week number 9, he has got a delicious matchup against a very flimsy Jacksonville Jaguar run defense. So he should have some room to run if he is in fact going to be the starter. It'll depend largely if Jamaal Charles still not able to come back and if Spencer Ware is held out in the concussion protocol. So there's not much to worry about with Charcandrick West. We mentioned the good matchup with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and when West has gotten an opportunity this season in a limited role, he's equated for 4.2 yards per carry on the ground. So that's not a bad average for a guy who is largely a backup or a third string running back. And he's very adept at catching the ball out of the backfield. So if there's somebody that you need to pick up running back wise that you're looking to start more immediately, because the two guys that we had talked about, obviously in the last segment, Starks, who is going to be a grab and stash, and of course Ripkowski in a very deep league. I'm talking real deep, like 14, 16 team league. If you're really hurting, go grab Aaron Ripkowski. But Charcandrick West, he's only owned in 10% of CBS Sports Radio or CBS Sports fantasy football leagues right now. So he's a guy you can go out there and grab, and he could potentially have some good value for you this week against the Jags. Just depends on the health of Ware and of Charles. So that's something you have to monitor, but might be worth throwing in a waiver claim for a Charcandrick West. There's our number 2 Waiver Wire Tuesday. Our final running back, Charcandrick West.